day, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk, the Todd Worsham Show. Thank you for joining me, everybody, today. So today's episode is going to be called The Awakening. So probably going to kind of pick up a little bit from, I know I always say I don't like politics, and I don't like to, pick sides or, tit for tat and all the other childish crap that you see on TV and everything. So anyway, but the awakening, it's happening. And if you don't believe me, go look at your world news today and see what's happening or what happened in Western Europe last weekend. It's crazy. So it looks like the progressive far left wing lunatics are finally getting pushed back, and it looks like the normal everyday people, the common sense people, are finally standing up, and they're finally doing something about these horrible governments that are out right now, including ours. I mean, ours is, everything that's going on in our country right now. 20 years ago, if you would have told somebody that this stuff was going to happen, I pretty much guarantee you that no one, and I mean no one, would believe you. No one. I wouldn't have. I mean, if you told me all this stuff that's going on, but yeah, but it's happening. So was it Macron from France, right? Just fired Parliament. What the hell? Called for special elections, emergency elections, and then you got Trudeau over in Canada, who's coming on TV and telling everybody that if Europe does it, it's going to be the end of the whole Western democracy. And I laugh because, first of all, America is not a democracy. Oh my God. So anyway, we're a constitutional republic, and that's the facts there. So we are not a democracy, and if we were, see, and this is what's so funny about these people. If we were a democracy, then all these things that's happening right now would not be happening, because it would go by a majority account, the majority of the people. That's what democracy is. And right now, Joe Biden has a 37% approval rate. So if this was a democracy, I can't see anything that this administration putting out would be acceptable to anybody. I mean, at least not 2/3 of the country. At least 2/3 of the country don't believe it does. So, and I'm one of those. I could see our country going down during the Obama years. I mean, it goes way back further than that, but Kennedy, maybe even a little bit further than that, World War II. But the point being is, we're finally starting to wake up, and I personally call it the awakening. A lot of channelers and a lot of people who are in touch with other dimensions and other entities and do a lot of stuff like that. They're all agreeing upon the same thing. Actually, I've seen interviews with a few people, and everybody's coming up with 2026. So not really what's supposed to happen in 2026, but they're saying that's when the awakening is officially going to begin. So, but it's kind of cool because it's already happening, and it's happening here. I mean, whether you like Donald Trump or not, it doesn't matter. That's not the point of all this. The point of it is he is just winning by numbers that are just unbelievable. And when you have two candidates, and you have one candidate where 100,000 people show up and another candidate where 24 people show up, how does the candidate with 24 people win? And I know everybody's going to say, well, just because people don't go to the rallies and they don't go to the campaign things doesn't mean that people aren't going to vote for them and blah, 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 blah. So, but what it does tell me is that nobody has the excitement for Mr. Biden as they do for Trump. So, and that's obvious. And I can't wait for Trump to get back in office because I'm ready for my bank account to get put back together. I'm ready to get back. I haven't been in debt in I don't know how long. Um, I got into debt I think during the Obama years, and then it cleaned up, and then here I am again. So it's just I can tell you firsthand that the conservative way of running the country is a lot more fruitful for the citizens than the left wing is. I mean, I don't. I'm not just saying that because that's what I think. I'm saying that because I live it. We all do. I mean, every week when you go to the grocery store, I don't know about you, but my bills, when you count taxes going up, because my taxes have gone up threefold in the last 3 years. They've gone up 3 times, or they've exponentially gone up. Um, my groceries have gone up so bad, and where I had all this surplus of money, it just got eaten up during the Obama years. I mean, I'm sorry, Biden years. It's just been eaten up. It's horrible. But, thank God nothing's forever. So, and I kept trying to tell everybody, just wait it out. We're all right, because I got a bunch of my conservative friends that are freaking out. And I keep telling them, you just got to believe. Have faith in the universe, have faith in what people, in God, and just believe, and treat everybody good, be loving, and just spread love. That's all we can do right now at this point, is just keep spreading love. We need to just spread it and be happy, and help other people to find their way, and just help other people, and just treat everybody really good. And if we do that more and more and more, it just becomes more and more contagious, and things just start happening in a positive way, because positive energy just creates positive energy, and same thing with negative energy, just creates negative energy. So that's why it's very important when you say things to yourself, or you say things to other people, or you say things like in your mind or whatever, to always say positive things and have positive thoughts, because it does generate and it does create positive outcomes, and it puts your life in a more positive position. And I know this to be true. So um, just from my own personal life, I know it to be true. So when you're feeling down and blue, try not to get the negative inside of you. Hey, I'm gonna rhyme. So, but seriously, and I know it's tough because times are tough, and work's tough, and life's just tough right now. It's a really really hard time to be alive for a lot of people, and then for other people it's not, because we're losing our middle class, and it's really segregating people a lot out. So but it's all going to work out. So just be positive. You'll get through it. Things will happen. You'll come out the backside. So the awakening gets kind of complicated. Um, I watch a lot of Gaia, and I know a lot of people probably think that's like fantasy and science fiction and all this kind of stuff, but it's all, I shouldn't say it's all, but a lot of it has been scientifically proven. Like, for example, a soul, or some type of energy inside our body, that when we die, has now been scientifically proven. They've actually been able to catch the event scientifically, like when somebody dies, their soul, or their spirit, or however you want to say it, when it leaves their body and ascends, they can actually record that now, and they can actually get some type of documentation and data on those things, which is really cool, because it kind of proves. Because see, I guess this is the one thing I get confused with in kind of frustrates me with Bible thumpers are they always believe in God, they believe in all this stuff, and they believe and they believe, and then when you try to explain these things to them, how your soul, when you die, and then like when you're conceived, I can't remember how many days it is. I want to say it's around day 15 or something. Supposedly is when your soul comes in. Don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure, but it's early in. And when you die, your soul leaves, goes your spirit, your soul, whatever you want to call it goes back up to the universe. You reunite with what people call God. Um, Everybody has different ideas of what God is. Personally, I don't think God is an entity. I think, according to all the research that I've done, God means creation, not creator. And you want to get into the brain farting. You want to get into the Jewish orthodoxy, Elohim, right, which is supposed to be God, which is actually plural, which means more than one. So even in the Hebrew, it's still it's not an entity, it's not a person, it's not that. And scholars, and I highly recommend you do some research on this right now, because scholars are knocking it out of the park right now, especially biblical scholars, especially in Israel. They're they're going back to the original meanings of a lot of words, not the meanings that man decided to put to these words, but to the original meanings of the words. And it changes a lot of things in the Bible. I mean, it really does. And it starts to make a lot more sense with the ascension and with the source and the different levels of density and the frequencies that we're learning right now, because that's all tied into the awakening, especially the frequencies. And if you do a little bit of research like I did, you're going to find out that our galaxy right now is traveling through a part of the universe where the frequencies are changing. And plus, we're going into Aquarius, we're ending Pisces. So I haven't done a lot of research on that right now to figure out um, what the differences are going to be between Pisces and Aquarius. I just know that one's ending and one's beginning, and with every new beginning is a new beginning. so, but so we're going through that right now, and because our solar system, our galaxy is traveling through the universe, and it's coming to a point where the frequencies are changing, it's going to give the human race, people on Earth, um, an opportunity to spiritually grow to where we can finally get out of the third dimension and move on up to the fourth and maybe even to the fifth. I don't know how long it'll take us to get to the fifth, but we're going to at least get to the fourth. And I'm going to say it's going to be pretty soon. And then it kind of goes back to what I think, because I mean, you got to kind of piece all this stuff together. It's really complicated, because you got the Bible telling you one thing, and then you have like the channelers and scientists, because we've already proven there's dimensions. I mean, that's not even, that conversation's not even negotiable anymore. I mean, we've already scientifically proven. I think the last time I heard, I think they said they were up to like 11, and we don't really call them dimensions anymore, because dimensions are actually um, they're I can't think of the word. They're geometric. They're like shapes, and in mathematics and stuff like that. Whereas um, this is all about frequencies. The reasons why we can't see these other dimensions is because we're on a totally different frequency. But like I said, because our solar system is moving through a new frequency in the universe, those frequencies are going to be bombarding us more, and it's going to hopefully give us more of the ability to touch in with our pineal gland, your what people call your third eye, part of your chakra, and start opening that up a little bit. And once we get our pineal glands opened up, it should be a lot easier transition. So, I mean, I understand all that stuff, and I think it's cool. But the part of it all I don't understand is there still are still some elements on the planet that are very, very negative and very hateful and very violent, and they're not going to go away anytime like real soon, unless you want to go to the Bible and maybe go into Exodus, into the rapture. Um, Kind of when I get into my spiritual stuff and in the frequencies and the densities and all that kind of stuff, and I start reading the Bible, if you actually kind of read them side by side a little bit, or go back and forth a little bit in between them, I think you're going to see that what they're talking about in the Bible is the same thing that the spiritual people are talking about. And I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it sounds crazy, but maybe during the awakening, maybe all these people who are just horrific, maybe they're just going to, maybe that's what the rapture is about. And they're just going to, like it says in the Bible, they're just going to, well, actually, they're going to be left here. And the people who are right are going to be gone. They're going to send. And I think from what I understand in the research that I've done and all the interviews and everything I've watched and stuff that I've read, that I think where the Bible says that people are just going to like disappear, like I think that's more like the frequencies, or I should say the densities. Whereas maybe the people are going to start moving to the higher densities, and as that happens, if you're stuck in a 3D density because you're full of hate and full of anger, and your pineal gland isn't opened up, and your third eye isn't working that well, then obviously you're not going to reach the next level of evolution. And I kind of believe that's what the rapture is about. I believe that the people who they say are going to just go up to heavens, I believe that those people are going to evolve through through their pineal gland reaching the fourth, and I don't know if we're going to reach the fifth off the front. I think we're going to do four and a half or so, four middle, four high. I think we'll get to four high, but at any rate, so yeah, so I believe that the rapture is part of the dimensional shift that we should be going through, and I do believe it's going to happen. And one of the reasons why I believe that is because when I was a child, when I was really young, probably between the ages of, well, actually, I don't remember if that was before or after I died. I think it was after, because my appendix blew up and shot poison through my body, and this is back in the 70s, and I didn't make it. I died. It was in the hospital, but I was dead for like, I don't know, 15, 17 minutes, something like that. I don't recall it. My grandmother had to tell me this story, but then after years went by, I started remembering things. But anyway, so one of the things I can remember right around that time, and I want to believe it was after that near death experience, that I would start seeing people, animals, plants, ghosts. I would see creatures, clear as day. I mean, just as if I'm sitting here in front of this mic. I mean, everything was as clear as day. I could see everything. It was like no shadows, no this, no that. I mean, I could see everything just clear as day. I can remember sitting up in my bed at night and watching the cows walk through my bedroom. And I used to just sit in the corner. I had bunk beds, so I'd sit in the corner up in the front, up against the wall of my bunk bed, and just sit in the corner and just watch them. And was I scared to death? I don't remember, but I don't think so. I don't remember feeling scared. Um, I just remember feeling like I wanted to join them. Does that make sense? I know that sounds kind of weird, but I kind of felt like I wanted to get on one of the cows or go play with the cows or or do something with them and just be part of that world. But at any rate, so that went on until I was probably I want to say until I was about 17 or 18. So that happened then, and then from that point on, it was more of starting to just feel like I knew things that I didn't understand how or why I knew them, and that kind of went away because life takes effect. Kids, work, traveling, just life in general just took effect for the longest time. And now that that's all slowed down and everything, now I can get back and do things, and I don't have as much stress or pressure. I'm not, freaked out anymore like I used to be. But things are calmed down, and now I think things are coming back to me now because over the last I don't know, I want to say 5-6 years since I started doing this ancient archaeology research, uh, a lot of like weird information has popped into my brain. I'll hear something somewhere and I'll already know that, but I don't know how I know it. I just know it to be true. Um, and that's really kind of bizarre, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. And then doing some other stuff to help get my pineal gland kind of up and running a little bit. Because I am going to try to um, see if I can access the Akashic records, and I'm going to try to see if I can access some stuff out there to help myself and help my family and help whoever I need to help, help everybody if I could. But yeah, so I'm going to do that, and I've been. I went to a sound bath the other day. Phenomenal experience. I recommend it. It was only $20. I couldn't believe it. It was an hour and a half long. You just lay on the floor, and the person does the sound bowls. I can't. There's so many instruments. I would say she probably had 20 to 20. She had at least 20 instruments there. And as you lie there, kind of meditate in a meditative state, kind of, um, you can feel the frequencies of the sound going through your body, and it was really quite kind of cool because at the end of that, we all kind of talked about our experiences. Well, some of us did, not all of us. Of course, I did. Um, and it was really kind of cool because everybody kind of experienced something different, and I think we did the heart chakra healing because they've got like seven chakras, and you can do the healing bowls, or you can do healing baths for each chakra, which I didn't know that either. I learned that during that too. So I kind of wanted to start out and go back to the beginning and start at the root, and I can't remember them all. It's the root, something the heart, and in your pineal gland is your pineal gland is the end of it all. That's where it all comes out of. That's where you get in connection with the universe, and that's how um, like for people who say they heard God or they heard a voice tell them to say something or whatever. Not talking about schizophrenic people, talking about people normal every because we all do. I mean, we go to do something, and there's always like that little voice in your head that's telling you either to do it or not to do it, or why you shouldn't do it or why you should do it. And I want to think most of us have that. Maybe that's our conscience. I don't know. I don't know, but I know I have it, and I struggle with it sometimes. Not to do bad things, but I just do. But so anyway, so the awakening is all part of that, and I do believe that we are on our way. Now, I don't know what 2026 is going to hold. I'm kind of curious, and I don't know if I'm going to say I'm excited, but I'm a little excited to see what comes in 2026 because I do believe, and my gut tells me the same thing, that that's when things are going to happen. So I don't know what they are. I could put things out there, and then you'll probably think I'm really nuts. But I do believe, I think that's when we're going to have first contact, um, in some form or another. I believe that our true parents, the Palladians and Tigans and Lyrians and and all of our ancestors, because we are seeds, so they would be our seed parents, which is what a lot of channelers call them. A lot of psychics and all that stuff. That's what they call our family. They call it the seed family. It's where we're from, because we're all not from here. We're all from somewhere else. We've pretty much proven that. That's it's kind of hard to debate that at this point. We have so much proof proving that. It's unbelievable. And in history, our ancient history needs to be completely rewritten. It's so far off the mark now that it has to get revamped. Um, we need to start teaching our newer generations, spiritual, um, pineal gland, love. And love doesn't mean like doesn't mean a transgender show at the White House. Fuck. Love means taking care of each other and helping each other and not hurting each other. No stealing, no lying, no cheating. Quit doing those bad things. It produces bad energy. It does. It really does. It produces bad energy. It's not good. So, and I don't know about you, but as bleak as it seems to kind of be right now, we're on the threshold of getting over it, and things are going to open up. I believe so. So, and quote me, because if I'm wrong, then you can throw it in my face and laugh at me, and I'm good with that. Um, one thing I am not, that is perfect. So, but I do have my thoughts, and I usually put pretty good thought behind my thoughts. So I try to like analyze things, through different looking glasses, and I try to analyze things through different angles and stuff like that. Because and the other thing too is that I do believe so. I think people that know me can verify this, but I'm pretty fluid. I don't get stuck in quicksand on any decision. In fact, sometimes that's a hindrance because I don't know what I want sometimes. Well, I'm not actually all the time. I never know what I want. But anyway, we're not talking about me. Anyway, so the awakening. Be prepared. Get prepared. What do you have to do to be prepared? Meditate. What is meditation? So that's kind of the big question. I asked that a while back, and what I'm figuring out is, and finding out is, meditation doesn't mean you're sitting there with your little hands, like that, with the incense burning. And that's a form of meditation. Don't get me wrong, but something as simple as doing dishes, vacuuming, working in the garage. From what I'm gathering, whenever you put yourself into deep, deep thought, doing anything, it doesn't matter what it is, but you get yourself into a deep thought, that gets into meditation, and it also clears out your brain, which is really cool, because one of the things about meditation to get there is to completely clear your mind of all thoughts. So like when you're doing something, like say example in my case, building something in the garage or doing something like that. I'm completely focused and I have no other thoughts going on but what I'm doing right in front of me. That's my only thought is what's going on right in front of me. And when you do that, it washes all the garbage out and it opens up your pineal gland to receive messages and to receive information and stuff like that. So try it sometime. I mean, it's not that difficult. There's all kinds of things on YouTube channel, especially when it comes to like sound baths and sound healing and chakra and meditation, all that kind of stuff. There is literally thousands of videos, thousands. I mean, so there's no reason why you can't find a technique or something that will work for you. I suggest you do it. I know since I've been doing it, I've calmed down a lot. I don't get so hyper. I know even though I'm 61 years old, I'm still really hyper like a child. So, sometimes, not all the times. Usually when I get home from work, I'm lethargic. That's not true. But anyway, all right, everybody. I hope that enlightens you a little bit on the awakening. Hope you learned some stuff. I hope that I planted some seeds because that's my job. I'm the seed planter. And go ahead and do a little bit of research. And on this type of research, I would highly recommend either the Gaia channel costs money. So I would highly recommend YouTube. YouTube has a lot of that stuff out there, and a lot of that stuff isn't. It's not taken off the air. It's not. I can't think of what I want to use. They haven't classified it as disinformation yet. So anyway, so a lot of that's on there. So YouTube it, Gaia channel, and there's all kinds of stuff, and Google it too. I mean, Google it. So. Damn, I didn't get to everything I wanted to get to. Oh, well. That's all right. I didn't think I was going to have enough, and I'm doing fine. All right. See you guys next Thursday. Thanks for joining me. Have a great week, and have a good evening.